Brothers and sisters, there is an incident that I want to repeat to you that took place in university over 10 years ago. There was a sister who was very active inside a particular ISOC. She was a sister who covered. She was modest in her dress, Allahumma barik. And she was very active in her university activities, events and programs for the Muslims. She was involved. All of the girls would look at her as the righteous sister, the role model. When she came to the end of her second year at university, she had what she deemed to be an epiphany. She said to herself, listen, me, when I finish my last year of uni, I'm going to become a good housewife. I'm going to get married. I'm going to be good to my husband. I'm going to stay at home. I'm going to have my kids. I'm going to raise my kids. And that's it, I'm done. And I will never ever have a chance to experience what people call, quote unquote, the life. She said, I've been a good girl my whole life. And I know I'm going to be a good girl for the rest of my life. I just want 1 year. 1 year where I can taste what everyone else tastes. So she spoke to one of her friends, a close friend of hers who happened to also be involved in the ISOC activities. And she says, listen, this year I'm going to take off my hijab. Her friend's like, what? Come on, sister, you can't do that. That's haram. It's the command of Allah. This is what pleases Allah Azza wa Jal. She said, no, you're getting me wrong. I'm not taking it off forever, just this 1 year. Just this 1 year, so I can enjoy myself. So I can get it out of my system. She didn't listen to her friend. She came back to university in September, and guess what? No hijab, makeup on. And at the beginning, it's not that bad. I mean, it's bad already, but it's not like she's going around sleeping with people. But that's what happens when the first bit of shyness gets taken away. It's an entry point for shaitan to strip away the next bit of shyness. Until your shyness, your modesty, your shame gets less and less. And when your shame gets less and less, what happens? You are prone to more sins. You're prone to more sins. So what happens? What happens after that? She starts dressing inappropriately. She starts going to the clubs, to the parties. Starts drinking. Now the first term is done and she's in February. The end of February. Almost to the end of her second term. Exams are just around the corner. She's like, I'm getting it out of my system. When exams are done, I'm back with my hijab. I'm back with my salah. I'm back worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal. But when she went to one party, one night in February, she was in a club. Her and another girl, 2 guys. And everyone got drunk. So they're out of their head. When they're leaving the club and they're going back to wherever they're going, there's no one sober enough to drive the car. But they drive anyway. The music's blazing. They're all laughing inside, drunk out their head, not knowing what's happening, what's taking place, had no idea that the angel of death is around the corner. Bang! The car crashes and everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. That sister never made it to the end of the year. She never made it back. She died in that way. And we know the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالِ بِالْخَوَاتِيمِ. The actions are based on the way you end, your outcome. It doesn't matter you prayed at the beginning, akhi. Are you praying when the angel of death takes your soul? It don't matter if you used to be a righteous man when you were young or a young lad. Are you a righteous man when the angel of death strips your soul? Are you a righteous man when the angel of death strips your soul? Now, that is a sister in Islam, and we ask Allah to forgive her and have mercy on her. But the lesson that I want to take from here, there are many lessons to take from this story, but the one I wanted to focus on in specific is shyness. In Arabic, we call this haya. Haya. I'm from Pakistan. In my language, in Urdu, we say sharm. In English, we call it modesty and shame. Shyness. Some people mistake shyness for being a coward. No. People say, I'm too shy to speak the truth. I'm too shy to tell someone they've made a mistake. No, that's called cowardice. Shyness is not that you're scared to speak up, speak the truth. Some girls will tell you, I'm shy to wear the hijab. No, you're scared, my sister. Brothers will tell you, I'm shy to have my trousers above the ankles because people look at me. You're not shy, akhi, you're a coward. See, I'm shy to go on my bed. No, you're a coward, habibi. That's what it is. Shyness is that which stops you from sins. That's what stops me from sins. We're in this together. I'm no better than any one of you, right? We all have the same struggle. Shyness is what's going to stop us from sins. It's that feeling you have when your mom tells you to do something, you feel bad to not do it. It's that feeling you have, what? When you see an older person to show him respect, to not show him respect, you feel shy, you feel embarrassed, you feel shame. And it's that feeling you used to have when you were a kid, when the teachers would tell you, hey, go play around with the girls in school. They used to put you on the school table with the girls, or they paired you up with girls in activities in primary school, and you'd feel awkward. As kids, we didn't really want to hang around. When you're 5, 6, you want to hang around with the boys, right? You want to hang around with the lads. It's because of that natural shyness that Allah placed in your heart. Now, the word haya in Arabic, and the Arabs were very interesting in terms of their word usages. This is why the Arabic language is so rich. The word haya, which means shyness, it comes from the word al-hayat, which means life. The word which means shyness, modesty, shame, it comes from the word in Arabic that means life. Insinuating and suggesting that your life, the better your life is, we're talking about the life of the heart here, by the way, because shyness is something in the heart. So the better the life of the heart, the greater the life in your heart, the greater your modesty will be. But when your heart starts to die and it becomes weak, the shyness in your body will also start to wither away. It will start to disappear. The sister in the story started to lose her shyness. She took off her hijab, stage 1. Started talking to guys, stage 2. Started looking at guys, speaking to guys, touching guys, hanging around with guys. Stuff that I think a lot of us sadly are all too familiar with if we look inside of our souls. And the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ said, إِذَا لَمْ تَسْتَحِي, if any one of you is not going to be shy, if you're not going to be modest and have shame, فَصْنَعْ مَا شِئْتَ, then you will do whatever you want. Shyness is a barrier that prevents you from sins. When that barrier is gone, there's nothing stopping you from the sin. I'll give you an example. Would you rather your mum catch you stealing money or watching pornography? I think everyone here would say, I would rather my mum catch me, even though both are evil and crimes. But people say, I'd rather be caught stealing money than watching pornography. Correct? I think most of our brothers and sisters will concur to that because of the shyness. But what happens when you get to a day and age where I don't care what people catch me watching? I post it online. I speak it. I let people know I do the sin at night, then I come and tell you, guess what I did last night? I'm not even scared to hide it. I want to read to you a statement of Imam Ibn Qayyim that really summarizes this whole issue. He said, مِنْ عُقُوبَاتِ الْمَعَاصِي. He said, from the punishments of committing sins, ذَهَابُ الْحَيَاءِ, is that your shyness will go. When you commit sins, listening to music, free mixing, missing prayers, shirk, bid'ah, the ultimate sins, disrespecting your parents, backbiting, slandering, all of these attack your shyness. The shyness will wither away. الَّذِي هُوَ مَادَةُ حَيَاةِ الْقَلْبِ. And this shyness, this modesty, this is the thing, the material that your heart is made of. So when you're doing sins and the shyness is disappearing, the material of your heart is withering away. Your heart is dying, in other words. وَأَصْلُ كُلِّ خَيْرٍ, and is the foundation of every single good. There's a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam where he said, الْحَيَاءُ خَيْرٌ كُلُّهُ أَوْ كَمَا قَالَ. Shyness is good. It's the best thing. All of it. None of shyness is bad. Don't ever tell a person, stop being shy. You're too shy. You can tell a man, stop being a coward. I told you earlier, don't confuse the two. But you should never tell a person, you're too shy. Shyness is beautiful. It's a characteristic that Allah has. And the hadith mentions, Inna Allah Hayyun Kareem, that your Lord is shy and generous. How? If the slave raises his hands to make dua, Allah is shy to let your hand return back to your side empty-handed. Allah is shy. Allah is so shy in the Quran, Allah doesn't talk about things that are halal between husband and wife in an explicit way. Allah doesn't use us, may Allah forgive me, may Allah forgive us. We talk about certain things too explicitly, too directly. And even though there's a time and a place, sometimes we have to clarify things, the general rule of thumb is Allah Azza wa Jal, He would never talk about issues, what? In an explicit way. Look how shy your Lord is. Allah says, Nisa'ukum harful lakum. Your women are your tilth, when you plant things. Come to them from wherever you want. It's clearly talking about intimacy here. But look at the modesty and the way that the language of Allah is speaking. The story of Yusuf, when the woman tries to seduce Yusuf, قالت هيت لك. Allah said, she said, come to me. Shy. Look at the language our Lord uses, the King of Kings. And me and you, some slaves out here, talking filth on our tongues, swearing, cussing, describing women's body parts, describing sins that we've done, listening to music, then uttering those same lyrics on our tongue. Filth. We all saw the phenomenon recently that took place on TikTok of some female, some sister, back what? In a country where a lot of this problem comes from, to be honest, yeah? I'm not going to mention no names. We've all seen the video, right? Talking about what she does with her husband and what other people should do with their husbands. A'udhu billah. Where's the shyness gone? Next thing they're going to be doing it. And now you understand the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ when he said that a time will come where people will be doing zina on the streets. And the best of you is the one who will say, go behind a wall and do it. That's the best. No, he's saying don't do it. Please do it behind a wall. Let us not see it. And we already see this happening on the streets. We already know. People do things on university campus. They get caught red-handed sometimes. So coming back to the statement of Imam Ibn Qayyim رحمه الله تعالى. فقد جاء في الحديث الصحيح الحياء خير كله والمقصود أن الذنوب تضعف الحياء من العبد. He said the objective that I'm trying to get across here, the point I'm trying to make, Ibn Qayyim says, this great Imam, is that when you commit sins, they weaken the shyness inside of your body. They weaken it. ربما انسلخ منه بالكلية. Perhaps the sins will take the shyness away completely. There's no shyness anymore. There's no shyness left in this man or this woman. حتى إنه ربما لا يتأثر بعلم الناس بسوء حاله. To the point where he is not even affected when he finds out that other people have knowledge of the sin he committed. Back in the days, we would feel shy. A man catches us doing a sin, an uncle would see us do a sin, an auntie or even someone in the community. I have to hide it. Now, and what? It's my life. You might tell a sister, maybe it's incorrect what you're doing. Why are you looking at me? Lower your gaze. That's not the point. It's not like I was trying to pre you. I'm just trying to advise you. But she don't care that she's been seen. Rather, she flips it on you. Rather, he flips it on him. People don't care. That what, and the reason I mention this is because if you find yourself doing sins, uploading sins, by the way, brothers, make no mistake, my sisters, make no mistake, one of the major sins is music. And you uploading it on your social media, uploading it on your TikToks, letting people know that you listen to it. If you don't care, people knowing that you commit this sin, shyness is going back. Now I'm not here getting at you because I got a beef with you, I'm trying to make you feel bad. We're brothers. Concern. I struggle with sins like all of you. But someone has to remind one another, right? The point I'm making is that if you find yourself doing sins and not caring that people know of the sin, lying, backbiting. I swear, I don't really care that someone heard me swear. I don't care. Then this is a sign that the shyness is going. وَلَا بِاطِّلَاعِهِمْ عَلَيْهِ. Sometimes it gets to the point you don't even care. The person see you do the sin in the moment. This is one of the reasons zina, fornication, adultery is such a major sin, because two people come together. You can't commit zina on a moment. How evil is murder? Murder is a very evil crime, yes or no? It's an evil crime. But how does murder happen? Sometimes it happens in a moment. Bang, guy gets angry and he kills someone because of rage. And perhaps that can go down as what? Voluntary manslaughter. But when you can show the person calculated the crime, he prepared what? To set this guy up and he murdered him, that's a murder charge now. So even they differentiate between what happens, and I'm not saying in Islam we differentiate this, but here, in the British courts, they differentiate between those two types of killing. One happens in a moment, and one happens which is calculated. Zina, what? It's not like it happens in a moment. You just jump on a girl, you see her on the street. No, there's stages to it. You got her number, you started talking to her, you linked up with her. All of that time, you're not realizing this is wrong. I should stop. The whole time you're not realizing, wait, let me stop, let me pause. Link her, speak with her, touch her, this. Clothes are being taken off. The whole time, Allah is watching you, and you've not thought, let me stop. It takes days before you finally do the act. Sometimes months you're setting yourself up, and you didn't care. The whole time shyness was gone. Does that make sense? And then he says, وَكَثِيرٌ مِّنْهُمْ يُخْبِرُ عَنْ حَالِهِ وَقُبْحِ مَا يَفْعَلُ. He said sometimes people lose shyness to the point where they actually inform you of the evil that they did. Guess what I did last night? You see me, you see that girl? You don't even know what I did with her. Or you don't even know what the man did. You don't know the stripes that I have. You don't know the drugs that I sold. Start practicing, you start reminiscing about the days. Remember when we used to chat to them girls? Remember we used to mash work in the block? I forget, we're in university. Sometimes you might not understand the slang. I'm used to dealing with kids on the street, so, sorry if you don't relate to the examples completely. But the point, I think everyone understands where I'm trying to get at, which is the people talk about the sins. And the Prophet said, كُلُّ أُمَّتِي مُعَافَ أَوْ كَمَا قَالَ. Everyone from my ummah will be forgiven. إِلَّا الْمُجَاهِرُونَ أَوْ كَمَا قَالَ. Except for the ones who publicize the sin. Because the shyness is what? It's gone. And then he mentioned, والحامل له على ذلك انسلاخ من الحياء وإذا وصل العبد إلى هذه الحال لم يبقى في صلاحه مطمع. Then to end, inshallah ta'ala, he mentioned ومن استحيا من الله عند معصيته. Pay attention. If you are shy in front of Allah, and that shyness prevents you from sinning in front of Allah, استحيا الله من عقوبته يوم يلقاه. Allah will then be shy to punish you on the Day of Judgment. I repeat, if shyness stops you from a sin because Allah is watching, then on the Day of Judgment, Allah will be too shy to punish you. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَحْيِ مِنْ مَعْصِيَتِهِ. And anyone who is not shy from disobeying Allah, لَمْ يَسْتَحِ اللَّهِ مِنْ عُقُوبَتِهِ. Allah will not be shy to punish that person.